We are having so much fun, and thank you guys for spending the weekend with us. We are so thrilled to be able to bring you all of these first views, because really, this is 2022.
I mean, when you say first looks, you go, yeah, nobody has seen this. There's no video of these vehicles. The units have come out, and we mentioned this earlier, and it's a fact. When we talked about this unit right behind us earlier, I mean, we turned around, it was like, wow, we were going through it piece by piece. We got this yesterday off the factory, right into the showroom, and here we are bringing it directly to you. Nobody can say that. And let me tell you what else is going to happen. If you were to go to anywhere else and try to order an RV right now, 8 months at least is the backup, the backlog of how many units they're behind.
Not us.
Not here.
Nope. Let me tell you, we've got some tens of thousands ready to go available to you. And whatever configuration you want, you can text us, text URVS to 46642. And any of our specialists are ready to text with you right away. Maybe you want to jump on the phone.
You know what? I have learned so much by our question and answer section. We did this. This is our 1-year anniversary of the first virtual RV show we ever did.
So great.
And we had questions coming in all last year, but this year we wanted to do a little bit different, and we wanted our specialists to be there for you right now. Chris is answering, Ian's answering. It's live, it's happening real time, and we can't thank you enough for that. It makes it great for us.
Yes.
I'm a first-time RVer. I've had my unit for about 3 months now, and I've learned that I can drive 8 hours and get right here to South Bend, Indiana.
South Bend, Indiana.
Beautiful.
Which I just found out 80% of all RVs are made here in Indiana. So that's why we brought the show right to here, so we could see them before anybody else could get eyes on them.
Here's my favorite part. We're just getting started. And when you start in your RV experience, in your adventure, you've got to talk about finance.
Yes, you do. And we've got the queen of finance for Camping World, Kat, here for a Q&A. Take it away, you guys.
Trish, Sean, thank you so very much. Yes, I am joined on stage with my good friend, Chris and Kat, right over here. And, you know, as Chris and I go through, we start to show all these amazing RVs, right? Everything we have in stock, over 30,000 pieces on the ground, everything that's brand new. Let's say you saw something and you're like, I love this, I want this. But what are the next steps, right? Because it's a little bit different than what everyone is used to. You know, everyone has purchased a car. A lot of people have purchased a home. Yeah. But when you combine the two, it's a whole different animal altogether.
There are. I mean, there's similar aspects, but there's also things that are very different. And, you know, one of the reasons why we brought Kat Nelson here. Kat, thank you so much for joining us. Kat's one of our regional finance directors. And nobody knows the buying process more than the folks that head up the F&I.
Yes.
So, Kat, you know as well as we do, when it comes to buying that RV, going through the process, it can be overwhelming. So let's kind of take it from stem to stern, the whole entire process, and then let's talk, you know, really heavily on why Camping World, you know, why our services. First off, what do I need to bring to a dealership?
So that's a great question. There's a number of things that you should bring. Obviously, your identification, so a picture ID is a good start right there. Also, you should bring, if you're trading in any unit, you know, you could bring your registration and your trade as well. That would be great. But down payment, you know, is also a good thing to bring, or a way to get a down payment, or just some of the items that you can bring for your purchase.
Okay. Is there anything I need to know? I mean, obviously, sales reps are going to walk me through. I've picked out the unit that I want. Is it just that easy bringing that stuff in?
It is. So it is pretty easy to purchase an RV, especially financing. So we're pretty quick. When you think about purchasing or financing a house, it can be a lengthy process, and financing an RV is actually relatively quick. You can be in and out. You can have your RV and go camping that day, depending on the structure of the deal, the credit, the down payment that you have. So it can be pretty painless. Sometimes there are additional things that are needed, like proof of income, proof of residence, a utility bill. Sometimes tax returns are required based on the structure of the deal as well. Financing a $40,000 RV versus a $200,000 RV can have a little bit of more differences and intricacies as the dollar amount goes up, but it's a relatively painless process.
Now, is the process different if people, like, for example, watching at the show and they want to purchase online? Is that a different process than going in and purchasing something on a lot?
Yeah, so we actually have both options available. You're more than welcome to do a home delivery or a purchase in your home in the comfort comfort of your own home. We can do the paperwork and facilitate everything that way. We also have a lot of customers who they maybe have picked out their unit online and then they want to come in, make sure they see it, and, you know, put their hands on it, feel it, touch it, because it's a pretty cool experience. And we can also do their paperwork and get all of that taken care of while at the dealership.
Yeah, but if you do want to do it online, I mean, we will send the documents to you with the return envelope postage paid. So that, you know, that to me, I thought was a great feature.
It is a great feature.
Make it easy.
Makes it painless.
Yeah, love it. So we talk about financing, right? And a little bit different, like we said, like the auto, like home. What are some of the benefits of financing an RV?
So that's a great question. A lot of our customers, over 70% of our customers actually choose to finance rather than pay cash. And there's a couple of reasons for that. So we have extended terms, which most of our customers and people in general, they live on a budget.
Right.
So with that being said, you know, fitting a low monthly camper payment into their budget is easier than coming out a lump sum of cash for that RV, especially with our extended terms. So you have a low payment there. Another reason is that people are trading out. So a great thing, especially about the show, is people get to see all the new makes and models. They get to see the new floor plans, the new color schemes. A lot of our customers and our campers, they want to trade out of those things because they want to get something newer, something bigger, something smaller.
Right.
So financing and having that low monthly payment might be easier for the customer if they're just going to trade it out in a few years anyways.
Okay.
And lastly, the majority of our customers actually choose financing because they can put gap protection on their loan. Gap protection is a great idea to protect your money from any sort of depreciation in case of a total loss.
When you say extended terms, how far are we talking?
So again, it depends on the structure, but our RV loans go all the way out to 240 months or 20 years.
Okay.
Wow. So yeah, it's mixing some of the components of a home.
Yeah.
Yeah, and mixing some of the components of an auto.
Okay.
What is a good appropriate down payments for an RV?
So 20% is a really good appropriate down payment. However, we work with a variety of lenders. And so if you don't have the 20% down, depending on your structure, we can still do a less amount down if you have 10%, 5%, anything like that.
Okay.
Okay.
What if you got a 186 Beacon and like $20 and you want, you know, a nice fifth wheel for at least $150 a month?
Well, that one might be a little bit tough, but we do also, again, with our scope of lenders, we have a lot of subprime lenders available at our disposal. So if you have challenged credit, a couple of hiccups along the way, we have lenders that will still finance an RV for you and extend the credit, you know, depending on proof of income and some other stipulations like that.
I might have finally found the finance director that'll give me a yes.
I'm always trying to find a way.
So Kat, if you do finance, is interest tax deductible? Can you write it off of it in any sort of way?
Yeah, so the first thing that I would recommend is always go to your tax advisor for that because they can help consult you the best way.
Okay.
But the IRS has deemed that an RV can qualify for the home interest deduction.
Okay.
It does have to meet a couple of criteria, one of them being financed as a security collateral against a loan. And the other one, it has to have basic sleeping, cooking, and toilet facilities on board, which most of our RVs do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. What all do I need to bring if I want to get financed or if I want to check out getting financed?
Yeah, so anything that you need to bring, it depends again on if you have a trade or not, but if you don't have a trade, bring your ID, bring your proof of income just to be sure. Bring your down payment, whether that is, you know, check, personal, a cashier's check, wire transfer, cash, anything like that. And that's about it. It's pretty painless.
That sounds
Okay.
good.
Now, so we talked about gap insurance. What protections are available for your RV?
So this is one of my favorite things to talk about. Camping World, Camping World has a ton of protections, and so it really fits every one of our customers' needs. There's a whole bunch of protections because all of our customers, they're doing things a little bit different. Some are living in them full-time, some are using them on the road for work, some are using them for fun with their family. And so Camping World offers you know, service contracts, extended service contracts, so protecting your RV for an extended amount of time against any mechanic and electronic failure. Camping World has a great deductible option, so we have a $100 deductible or a $250 deductible.
Okay.
But the benefit from buying from Camping World or Gander is that if you take your RV to be serviced at any of our locations, we have 180 around the country, or plus, I should say.
Growing every day?
Yeah, we're growing every day.
Almost in all 48 states.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll be there.
Yep.
So if you need service for your RV, you can take it and it'll actually be reduced by $50. So instead of a $100 deductible, it's $50.
That's awesome.
$250 is $200. We also offer gap protection, so in the event of a total loss, any depreciation would be covered. And that total loss can be a natural accident, like a hurricane, tree falling on it, hail damage. It can be an actual accident. Somebody's texting and they slam into the back of you because they're not paying attention.
Who does that? Who does that?
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Yeah. We also offer tire and wheel protection. So it not only covers your camper against any sort of road hazards, but it covers your tow vehicle if you have a tow vehicle, or it covers your vehicle behind if you have a motorhome and you're towing something behind it. Our tire and wheel coverage can help with that. We have
Michigan.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've driven on Michigan roads, but that's a big one.
In the United States, there's a lot.
Too.
There's a lot of potholes out there and things that fall off a truck. We also offer environmental protection. This one is a favorite, one of our customers. So it's a coating that goes on the outside and on the inside of the camper, and it also carries a warranty with it.
Yeah, the paint and fab.
Yeah, the paint and fab. So it keeps your camper newer longer. If you've ever seen a camper, we get them in on trade all the time. They come in, they're a couple years old, and they're chalky, they're fading, they're hazy. It just doesn't look as new longer. And so with this protection, it can definitely help keep that newer longer down the road. On the inside, we also protect the surfaces with a product called Banoil, which is pretty cool. It will actually help any sort of stains beat up and come up off. So rather than sinking in the carpet, dog slobber, wine, juice boxes, instead of them sinking in the carpet, it can actually keep them up and able to wipe off a little quicker, keeping your camper newer longer.
Wow.
Nice.
Which is good because if you are going to be trading in or trading up, you want to keep that value, protecting your investment.
Yes, it can help with your value there. We also offer Good Sam Roadside Assistance. So Good Sam Roadside Assistance will cover, in the event of a road hazard, it does unlimited mileage in towing to the nearest location. It also does a live 24/7 tech hotline. That's a really big deal.
That's huge.
Yes, a lot of our campers, they get out there and all of a sudden the water heater won't turn on. Maybe the slide won't come out. They can't really figure out what's going on. We have that tech line available for them, so they can call them up and hopefully troubleshoot and not ruin their camping trip. We also have Good Sam Travel Assist. Good Sam Travel Assist is popular among our customers as well. It helps cover some emergency medical transportation costs, as well as get your RV home. So they have a RV return service. If something major was to happen and you needed that vehicle and camper out of the campground, it can get that out for you. Good Sam can. It'll also help cover getting your pets home. So an astronomical amount of our customers travel with their pets because they are maybe more loved than our children, at least for me.
And the spouses sometimes.
And the spouses.
Hey.
Yeah, but it can take care of boarding the pets or getting them home as well. And lastly, we also offer Good Sam Safety Alert. So Safety Alert is similar to a life alert. In the event something major happens, it's a notification system. So you can have on file, who do you want notified if something happens? Your loved one, family members, friends. And on the flip side, it also asks for any sort of medical conditions, any medications that you're taking, or other things like that. And so if something major happens, they know how to help you better, and they know who to notify in the event of emergency.
Wow.
That's awesome. I honestly had no idea that half of that was available. That's really cool.
I knew, but unless it's front of mind, you don't really remember it.
Sure.
I mean, we say all the time, an ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure. And I think when it comes to protecting your investment, because you are buying something that you're going to use for recreation in the most part, it's something where you need to protect that investment. I mean, you want to enjoy it, and you want to make sure you can enjoy it for a long time.
Kind of building on that, if I can, Chris. So if we talk about insurance real quick, right? Like, is there, I know we have Good Sam insurance. Is there going to be a difference between like insuring with Good Sam or insuring through like your auto dealer, for example, or your auto insurance?
Yeah, so that's a question we get a lot, actually. So some of our customers, especially first-timers, just think that they should add it to their auto insurance policy, but it can really open them up to a lot of out-of-pocket expenses that they're not expecting. So Good Sam insurance is very specific to RVs, whereas an auto insurer, they're very specific to cars. There's a lot of things missing on a car versus an RV.
Sure.
So Good Sam insurance covers a couple of things like personal effects. Personal effects would be anything that you put inside your RV, your clothing, jewelry, dishes, stuff like that. It can cover up to $3,000 in the event something happens with that. And it also covers any sort of permanent fixtures, whereas your auto insurance company might not.
Yeah, that's not going to be covered in most.
Yeah, permanent fixtures are things like awnings. If you have a satellite installed, your auto insurance company might not cover those things if something was to happen with them, whereas Good Sam insurance would help out with that.
It's funny you mentioned that. For the record, Dad, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but he absolutely on the second trip out ripped his awning off the camper.
It happens.
Oh yeah.
Luckily, he had Good Sam insurance, and they it took care of it. But It definitely happens.
It's one of those things where you don't want it to happen, but if it does, you want to make sure you're covered. And I think that's a message that needs to be communicated more for people who are buying the RVs. There's a reason why there is RV-specific insurance through RV-specific companies, because that is a thick manual of things to have to go through when it comes to insurance. And there's going to be attorneys when things happen that go through those things line by line. So you want to make sure you're covered through all the Good Sam coverages.
Absolutely.
We just had a question. This is a great topic, but this one, Ian, I don't know if you just saw this one come up. By the way, if you do have some questions for us, you can ask them on all of our social media platforms. Plus, if you're watching on the live stream, just pop up the chat box. Our show specialists are standing by right now, and they'll get those questions to us as fast as they can.
Yeah.
Scott just asked, what is a general financing interest range? Is that a fair question?
It is a fair question. So it also varies because we have a wide range of credit scores. In our industry, we do have pretty aggressive rates. They're not necessarily as aggressive as cars because these are two different things.
Yep.
It's a recreation loan. You don't need an RV like you need a car, so the rates are going to be a little bit different, a little bit higher. But again, with that extended term financing, it makes it affordable. But it does depend on your credit and how much money down you're putting. But it's not uncommon to have a range of credit scores.
Okay.
Or interest rates.
Is Camping World going to collect sales tax?
Yes, so it depends on the structure and it also depends on state sales tax regulations. So if you're financing, we do collect all the sales tax. If you're an out-of-state customer purchasing in a different state, or you're an in-state customer purchasing in the same state that you reside in, those sales tax amounts are going to be different. Your finance or business manager is there to help assist you with those things. They'll be collecting sales tax on your behalf. They'll walk you through if they didn't collect a portion of sales tax, why, according to state sales tax rules. But they'll help guide you through all of those things to make sure that you're getting your sales tax covered.
And license plates for certain RVs are going to be state specific as well, correct?
Yes, and some states will allow us to transfer them right there at the dealership. Some want new plates, and so it just really depends on the state of the transaction.
Okay.
Well.
Another question. So as we talk a little bit about different RVing and uses and lifestyle, if someone is full-timing, is there different insurance that they would need for full-timing, or is it just going to be kind of your standard insurance?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
So Good Sam Insurance does have a full-timer coverage option available for those who are living in their RV for 6 months or longer.
Okay.
So it's kind of similar to a home insurance policy. So it can also help cover in events of non-moving items or non-moving instances. And an example of that would be if somebody comes over at the campground, they leave, they trip and they fall down the steps and they get injured. Good Sam Insurance can actually help cover you against something like that. So it's a great option for full-timers.
Which, that's a very real thing. I don't know, if everyone's been camping, I have several times. The later the night gets, the more likely I am to trip over steps.
Yeah. Or miss the step coming out.
Or miss the step completely.
Yeah. Yes. That's why I'm like, oh, no, I need them solid steps, man.
Yeah.
I need the solid steps. Give me the extra grip tape, put a pad on the bottom.
Yes.
No, I'm with you.
Big grab handle, help me up.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with what's in the fridge.
No,
absolutely
it's the light.
Not. We have bad eyes, Kat.
Yeah.
Yes,
Dark,
that's what it is. That's what it is.
Okay, so we're getting some really good questions in about, credit score. I think that is a big thing. Here's one from TJ. He wants to know, what is the minimum credit score needed for financing?
That's a good one. So
I guess that's going to depend too.
It does depend. So there's a lot that goes into looking at a credit bureau. Again, we have the lenders that will look at lower credit scores, so we can go all the way down to a 550 credit score, depending on how you've paid your history, comparable credit. Those are important things and factors that lenders look at.
Right.
But I wouldn't count yourself out if you had some challenged credit, because we do go all the way down to that 550-ish range.
Impressive.
Ooh, I like that one.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. So Kat, how about this? So we don't use our RV all year long. Is there a way to reduce insurance costs?
Yeah, so that's another great benefit of Good Sam Insurance. So they actually have a storage option.
Okay.
It can save you up to 53% of your insurance premiums. But if you're somebody who keeps your RV in storage for longer than 30 days, it'll suspend the coverage, saving you that money, but it will still protect you in the event of a major incident. Maybe a windstorm comes through, wrecks your storage. Insurance.
This is, are there separate carriers that are part of the Good Sam Insurance Agency?
There are. So Good Sam actually does a lot of legwork for you. And so they work with Progressive, National General, Safeco, and Foremost to make sure that they're getting the best insurance for you with the best coverage and an aggressive rate.
Okay. And you had mentioned this one. You can finance an RV for how long again?
So up to 240 months or 20 years.
What is the standard? Or is there one that's, people usually go with or we see most?
So again,
that's a good option.
It's going to depend on the structure of the loan because the term bases off of the dollar amount. I would say in the price range that we sell most to most of our customers, I would say about 180 months or 15 years is a standard term for most of our customers, making that a really good payment option.
And kind of like we talked about before, Kat, like it's not necessarily like a house, right? Because I remember when I got my mortgage, it's 30 days. It is the last 3 years of my bank statements. It is, hey, why did you give your son $20 for doing chores? They want everything top to bottom, and it just takes forever, and it is stressful. And correct me if I'm wrong, but again, the situation with RVs just isn't that way.
It's not. It's a pretty remarkable process when you think about it, because again, the homes are a lot longer, but we can get a customer in and out the same day. We strive to do that because we want customers to be on the road camping and hopefully get all their stuff ready in their camper. So it's a very quick process. A lot of times there's not a lot of things asked for. You come with your ID, your down payment, fill out a credit application, and you can be on the road.
Wow. First off, I didn't know that the Good Sam offerings, I knew they were outstanding.
Yes.
And I knew they were, the top in the industry and the best, but I didn't know about some of those additional things. I mean, are there anything else, that, Good Sam kind of throws out there that we have?
So we actually have a really cool process. It's my favorite when I'm talking to customers. There's some freebies that our customers get just for buying from Camping World.
Oh.
So there's an elite membership, which is like a discount card. There's a fly.
Yeah.
It's been getting me all night.
Yeah,
right?
He wants to finance something.
Yeah, he wants to come ask me more questions. So we have an elite membership, which is a highest level of membership that you can get. It comes for 3 years with the purchase of your RV. We set you up with a card so you have them that day. You sign paperwork, you have your Good Sam card. It comes with a ton of benefits. It's over $2,000 worth, but it has anything from RV campground discounts, propane discounts, free dump stations at participating locations, gas and diesel discounts. That's all free benefit to the customer.
And I'm glad you bring that up because that is one that I have a lot of people ask me, right, is where can I dump my tanks? Because not all campgrounds can you?
No, a lot of them actually won't allow you to.
Yep.
Especially if they don't already have the hookups. But you come to Camping World, you're a Good Sam member, it's free dump.
Yeah, I mean, again, they're participating locations, so you want to call ahead and make sure.
For sure.
And ask,
Yeah. You always want to call ahead.
Yes.
Always want to call ahead.
And something I figured out fairly recently, right, as part of that is, we talk about the elite service team, right? Met a few members from there, super brilliant people that work for that team, but that is a great service because you can call in and they will help you troubleshoot through any issues in your RV, depending on how, mechanically inclined you are, right? They can actually help you right over the phone, work through a lot of things. And if they're not able to help you, then, they'll take the next steps into getting you fixed, do what you need to do. But for me, I think that's a huge service. Like you said, I hear that a lot of, I can't get hot water. What do I do? What am I doing wrong?
Yeah, we have people there to help you through that.
Yes. And the tech hotline is great.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. Somebody did ask the question about the trades. Could you clarify a little bit more? Is the process a little bit more difficult with a trade, or is it pretty streamlined?
We have it pretty streamlined. So we have a couple options. If you're wondering what your trade value is, if you happen to be somebody who's trading in a unit, we have an RV Valuator online. You can go online, enter in your trade information, and it can give you a really good value of what your RV would go for a trade. You also have the option, again, we have so many locations that you're probably pretty close to a Camping World or a Gander, so you can also bring in your camper. One of the managers can take a look at it, give you an idea. When you do bring that trade in, there's a couple important things to bring in. Your registration is a very important one. If it is paid off and there's no lien against it, a title is important. And then also to help with the next owner of the RV, any sort of remotes, manuals, anything that really goes to the RV would be great to bring in as well.
Yeah, I would absolutely, the RV Valuator that we have online, absolutely check it out. I mean, that's, start there, then
quick.
Bring it in,
Yep.
Well, especially with something like this, right? You see something you like, see what you can trade in for.
Boom, there you go.
Done.
I mean, it's such an easy process because, if I'm in Topeka, and I see this unit here that I want to get, you know, I might not be able to reach Kat, I might not be able to get her via phone, you know, it's after hours. You can do everything online. We'll send the paperwork to you. We'll come get your trade if you have a trade. We'll even deliver that unit to you, and you don't have to wait. I mean,
how can you go wrong?
How can you go wrong? Yeah, just don't let me be the one financing it for you. That's why we have Kat. So, all right, Kat, this has been, you know, this has been actually really eye-opening. I learned a lot from this.
Absolutely. I mean,
is there anything else you want to add to it?
I think we covered a lot of good things.
Yeah.
You know, one of our jobs in the finance department is to make it painless for the customer, make it easy, give them all sorts of knowledge, because at the end of the day, you guys are investing in these RVs, and it's a fun experience, and we want to make it as fun and painless as possible as well.
Any more questions from you, Big Dog?
No, that's it. I mean, you know, everything from, like you say, the extended terms to how quick and easy it is to some of the services that Good Sam offers. It's phenomenal.
You absolutely need to investigate it. You need to do your due diligence, do some research, and talk to somebody about the potential tax implications of writing off that interest. That can be huge.
Yes.
But regardless, we got over 180 plus locations nationwide, and we got people standing by right now, whether you're down the road or you're across town or you're across state, from a Camping World or a Gander. All you got to do is give us a call, look us up online. Somebody is going to help you find the RV of your dreams and get it to you quick. We'll have more with the Ultimate RV Show coming up in just a minute.
This is so good.
Brittany Elizabeth Johnson, would you do me the...
No.
My dad told me you'd say no. This is... it's too soon.
No. Kevin, how you gonna pay for that?
He won't have to. Kevin has Good Sam RV insurance, so he's covered. It's specialty RV insurance at a price that fits your budget, so you can focus on those wedding plans. Maybe not by a lake. You found a guy who makes good decisions. Most of the time. Oh. Make every trip a good trip. Good Sam. Everything you need to have a good trip.
I love you.
Love you too, Papa.
Hey, honey, look what I got. A triggerfish.
Don't settle for the trips you've always taken. There's a different way to travel. And RVing is the way to go.
Take a look at this area. It's so cool. We're here!
You can see new things. Travel to new places. Seek new adventures. It's moving. All without leaving home behind.
You're so fun.
I know.
Travel different with Camping World.
What a day this has been, the electrification of recreation.
You like that, didn't you?
I learned the most
You like
today
that,
from
didn't
my
you?
buddy Chris.
Let me tell you what, you can never guess what Camping World Gander's going to come out with next, because we are always thinking about what's going to be a better experience for you that we can deliver, just like with the Ultimate RV Show. I mean, you can't beat it.
Awesome. It's cutting edge and leading edge and design and function all at the same time.
Yes.
Honey, I'm here for it. I've had a ball. I can't believe I get to play with y'all for the next 3 days, that you get to hang with us for the next 3 days and see stuff that no one else has seen.
Didn't I tell you?
Didn't I tell you you like the designs? I am goobering.
Okay, you know what's funny about what's happening right now is Chris is so jacked up on M&Ms. He's been eating them all day.
All day.
Been laying around.
The intern is headhunting me right now. I stole every M&M in the intern's desk.
You really have.
But it has been a special day, and something I do when I'm on the road is when we take a trip, we look for wow moments. Did you have a wow moment today, Chris?
You know what? I absolutely did have a wow moment, and it was when Ian showed that sequence.
Yeah.
That, or excuse me, the sanctuary.
Yeah.
Oh,
That,
yeah.
I was like,
I'm like, the sequence, is this a whole other show?
Oh, it was the whole sequence. No, that sanctuary, I was like, I might have to steal the keys on that one.
That was great.
I would have to agree. For that one, it's something about it just made me want to I don't know. I feel like I was in a zombie movie.
Shoot zombies?
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes.
It
Is
felt-
that a weird feeling to
No,
have?
not at all. That feels natural in these times.
I mean, could you see us with some camo paint, some missing sleeve shirts,
Yes.
rolling through
Yes.
the desert? I mean, just 50 cal sitting on top.
Rip my sleeve.
They went all
Yeah.
the way there.
I love when you were in the front seat and you were doing the push button and you just tell it where to go. And
Yeah.
just
Yes.
take-
Oh, yeah.
That thing is phenomenal, but that's one of many that we're going to see this
yeah.
week. I mean, we're just getting started.
My wow moment was the bighorn. I mean,
It was.
are you kidding me?
You love that kitchen, didn't you?
I love an island. I don't have a lick of sense over an island in an RV, y'all. If somebody had told me I get an apron sink in an island, I mean, Satan, get behind me. I'm
day.
telling you.
All day.
Now I got to choose. You got to help me choose.
Well, we got lots more to do, guys, and a
wait.
lot more work for Ian and Chris. We're going to keep them busy all weekend long, and make sure you join us right back here. It is the Ultimate RV Show 2021 as we celebrate the 1-year anniversary. We did this last year in Marion, North Carolina,
where it
and
started.
set some records. They set the records.
That's crazy. And
And-
we're hoping to do it again.
Yeah, well, I mean, we had to. We had to come back bigger. We had to come back stronger because there's never been a better time to pick up your RV right now.
That's right.
And people need to know that so many people have discovered how fun camping is, how awesome it can be, how amazing the experience is to make those memories with family, friends, and loved ones. And now they can get their RV so quick through us that all they have to do is just reach out, call us, text us, and get that RV and start creating those dreams.
Because we
So
have the
easy to do.
inventory.
We got the
do.
inventory.
And
we got the access.
We have stuff, again, that has never before been seen. I mean, a few of the things today, less than a week old did they get finished.
That stuff was rolling in yesterday. That
Some of
was
them rolled in today.
rolling.
This is true. This is true.
They were still fixing a few things. Well, make sure you join us right back here tomorrow, all weekend
That's
long.
right.
And of course, make sure if you want to text a question, you still have time to do it. We'll have our specialist always on standby.
They are, and you can text URVS to 46642. And if you don't want to text and you want to call because you have as many questions as I do, 866-853-3510. And we are so excited the specialists are going to be here for you.
Ian, why don't you take us home, my friend?
All right, guys, I'm super excited. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have so many more RVs coming tomorrow. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah!